To you
Welcome,
moving. Oh, welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another Sunday night. What is it? Sounding Off podcast. I forgot what this
Sounding
was.
Up podcast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
day on Moscow Photographer in American in Crimea.
Last day we simultaneous stream on our legacy channels. And sorry we're late, guys, but you know us. We're always late because we're idiots, and especially me. I'm an idiot. Hi, Erica, who's in the Emily's in the house. Welcome, welcome. I had uploaded some videos, some images, and they all disappeared. So I will just have to load them one at a time as we go in. But no
Yeah,
big deal.
as we talk.
We can do that. We can do that. What's going on, Kevin?
Well, I just figure since everything goes away and you're having technical difficulties, the three-letter agencies are after you too.
Yeah, I don't care. Um, Wait a minute. I've got to go to uh, RooTube now
Yeah. You
and
don't have
start my stream
routine set
over
up.
there, guys. Stand by because I opened up a RooTube channel just
Oh, you
today.
know what? So I'm
Huh?
going to have to drop one of mine
Why?
because you can only have eight outputs.
Did Yeah, but I think I canceled my X, didn't I?
I
I
don't
can't
know.
remember if I canceled my X because I
No,
knew
your X is live out there.
my X is like, okay, then don't worry about it. That's yeah, we'll do it next week.
Yeah, next week.
Next week. No big deal. Cather E,
Hey to
welcome.
the gang
Dingbat,
over there on YouTube, by the way.
who's over there?
We got people over on YouTube.
Ah, yeah. George's, welcome. Everyone, thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. I want to talk about, well, the title of the stream tends to make the feds a little angry. says,
George is in the chat. I,
says Dingbat. You
well,
think?
I'm not getting any updates in the chat right now.
You're not.
Nope.
I've got the chat right here, and I've got
Okay. As
all
long
of
as
the
one of us can see
information.
it, what the heck?
Yeah, I can see it. Everything going out there, going good in YouTube land. I guess you can hear us, you can see us. MAGA, we've got a problem.
I'll be right back on that note.
All right. You gonna reboot or what? Ah, Kevin froze up, so I guess he's going back out and then coming back in. Cather E, thank you. You got the notification this time. Good. We have noticed that there are people who have not been getting notifications when we're going live, when new videos are being posted, because the same thing has happened to me. So, yeah, we'll see. Coffee. Max Blumenthal pointed out MAGA means Miriam Adelson's goals achieved. Don't don't give the whole show away. Don't give the whole show away. It's too early. But yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that.
Hey, Dingbat, I have to disagree. They are the kinder, gentler feds now under Donald Trump.
Yeah, they say they're kinder, gentler, and so we'll see. We'll see. You might get arrested here in the U.S. for that title alone. Nah, I think it might upset some MAGA folks.
Yeah.
Uh,
So instead of getting arrested, you may get shot in a back alley somewhere. But hey,
you might because MAGA does have a lot of guns. But yeah, we got 23 in the live tonight. Thank you all for showing up. Max Blumenthal is a gem. Well, calls it like it is. Definitely. So, I was watching Judge Napolitano this week, and I saw he had a video up, well, in his video, interview with Colonel McGregor. And
I saw that.
you saw that. I think I may have sent it to you. Maybe, or you sent it to me. Who knows? But anyway.
No, it wasn't either of us either way.
Okay. Well, he brought up a very good point. The judge did, and then I really enjoyed what McGregor had to say about it. But it really made me think about this because President Donald Trump campaigned on no more wars, no more forever wars.
Yeah.
And MAGA
No wars.
Say again?
No more wars.
Yeah, no more wars. And, they campaigned on that, and MAGA adopted that and went full tilt with it. No more wars. We're getting out of Ukraine. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing Afghanistan anymore. We're not doing
Syria.
Yeah, we're not doing Vietnam. Nothing. But there seems to be a contradiction, a very big contradiction that I don't know how MAGA, well, I do know, that's what we're going to talk about, how MAGA reconciles. Because when it comes to Israel, it seems that it's okay with MAGA for Israel to do whatever Israel wants to do. And I think it's quite interesting. You do have some vocal opposition to this. So Judge Napolitano has been very not so much, I won't say anti-Israel, I would say anti-genocide in Gaza. You've got Colonel McGregor who's spoken out about it. And you've got guys like on the Duran. But you do have some, I don't know if you want to call them MAGA apologists, that seem to say everything is okay as long as it's Israel, And let me just go ahead and come right out and say this before I'm labeled. I'm not an anti-Semite, but I am anti-genocide. No matter what group of people is committing that genocide, and so far we seem to see that somebody who's pulling that trigger is flying the Israeli flag. So what say you guys? Put it down in the comments. Let me know. Let's have a conversation.
Well, Claudia wants to know what Israel has to do with anything other than they're an ally of the United States. So I guess I'll make the first comment on that.
Go for it.
So they're an ally of the United States. So supposedly is Ukraine. So supposedly is lots of places the United States ships weapons to. Now Ukraine isn't an ally anymore, but we still ship weapons to them. So the fact that they're an ally has everything to do with it, because we shouldn't be enabling an ally to take out their aggressions on an innocent people that is controlled by a government that maybe doesn't do what the United States wants. I'm not saying Hamas is the wonder of wonders of governments, but let's keep in mind that they were created by Israel. Gee, does this sound familiar? They were created by Israel. They were put in power by Israel.
We've been down this road before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't No. But here's the same thing that's happening. Because have you noticed the narrative changing in Europe that America is not a trusted ally anymore? Well, we're still giving
Yeah,
them
well,
weapons, aren't we?
well, they've also been saying Russia isn't a reliable supplier of gas and oil either after they blew up Russia's pipeline. Yet you got old Viktor Orban out there saying they are reliable and we need to stop this. Um, the same guys that are calling for sanity out there are the same guys calling for sanity in Israel. Although Witkoff, did you ever get a chance to listen to the first part of his interview with Tucker?
Started it, but I didn't finish it.
He is very pro-Israel. We're supporting Israel. We need to be bombing the Yemenis because they're the Houthis and they're aligned with Iran. So it just depends on who the United States decides they can push their war machinery onto without having all the money stolen.
Yeah, I just find it, excuse me, such a big contradiction. And I have some friends back in the States who we've had some conversations back and forth with regard to Israel. And of course, they're MAGA, but they're also conservative. Well, I guess if you're a Christian, you're going to be a conservative anyway. But evangelical Christian. And they believe that we must save Israel at all costs, because Israel is the Holy Land. And so that kind of dictates their support for Israel and kind of negates just the fact that there may be a genocide going on right next door. That narrative isn't embraced. We just kind of reject it, because it doesn't fit in our square little box. So,
because they're the Holy Land because Israel says they're the Holy Land, not because the Bible says they're the Holy Land.
Well, no, but I mean that is their genuine belief, and so that's their genuine belief. So that's what, and of course I'm not knocking their belief. Hey, that's your belief. Go for it. I'm just trying to. I just want to illustrate that there is there's a contradiction going on within MAGA right now, and I wonder if it's going to fester and grow and lead to some division within MAGA. And I thought it would be worthy of a good conversation, because MAGA seems to be all 100% in on Donald Trump and his agendas right now. But what about Israel?
Yeah.
And I'm just curious. Yeah, and there is a big pushback. So am I the woke right for not supporting the genocide? Huh?
Yep. You are. What can we say?
Well,
I always knew you were woke.
Yeah, just label me whatever.
You told me last week that you were pregnant, I knew you were woke.
Yeah, right. Let's see. I've got. I thought I had something starred here. Where is it? Oh, so George's says, I have heard it said that Israel runs the U.S. Well, I don't know if they really run the U.S., but I do know they have a lot of special interest in U.S. And
they've got a lot of money in politicians in the U.S.
They do. And if anything else, the JFK files, oh my gosh, I haven't even had time to really dig in to this tranche of information that has come out, but a lot of people have been able to just kind of show how much Israel is involved in our intel operations around the world. I think I said that as politically safe as possible. But it's going to be interesting. The more we find out about what's going on, the more we see that that they've got their hands in a lot of things. Before we go on, let me put on this video with Colonel McGregor that got me thinking about this topic.
Thank you, Colonel. President Trump unleashed Prime Minister Netanyahu to resume genocide in Gaza, which unfortunately resulted, I say unfortunately, it was intentional, the killing of 400 civilians in the past 2 days.
I don't think he has any choice. I think when he ran for office, he made certain agreements with major donors. These donors move far beyond just Miriam Adelson, and these donors oblige him to effectively underwrite whatever Mr. Netanyahu wants to do. I thought it was interesting that a recent meeting was set up for the United States with Azerbaijan to talk about cooperation with Israel, but it was set up by Mr. Netanyahu. He called and made the arrangements with Mr. Aliyev, who's the president of Azerbaijan. The State Department did not do it. I think we're very much in the grip of the Israel lobby, and I think President Trump is obliged to go along, and I don't see any evidence that he's going to diverge from that path.
Does he have no choice but to back up Israel militarily when it attacks Iran?
I think so. And keep in mind, you always have the possibility that a war is precipitated somehow by Israel somewhere in the region with Iran. The Iranians respond. And the expectation is, with the buildup of force in the region, we're sending additional carrier battle groups over there right now. The expectation is that we will reinforce whatever the Israelis want to do. We've already done all of the planning for joint strikes and joint strike packages. We're sharing all of the intelligence with our vast satellite arrays with theirs. So I think it's a foregone conclusion. I can't predict when or how, but I think it's going to happen.
Can you get your hand?
So, interesting, and kind of backs up what George is saying.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Claudia's complaining we have no LBJ quote. So let me give you one. LBJ said, Israel has had no better friend than the United States. Just want to make our viewers happy. So.
Yeah, there you go. Then I've got one more thing to present. Let me show this file. If I can find it. I had everything ready to go, and suddenly nothing. Everybody's favorite. Come on. Load up.
Marjorie
MTG.
Taylor Greene.
I have not heard a single American say they want another war in the Middle East or anywhere else. Not one. All I've heard is a loud cry demanding our government and its leaders put America first. I don't support going to war on behalf of other countries. I support peace and fixing our own massive problems for our own people. It's literally my job title, U.S. Representative. You go, MTG. But MTG only goes so far. She doesn't really call out Israel. It's more like, we'll just reject the genocide narrative and I'll embrace Hamas bad. And that's That's kind of the lukewarm that you're getting. But she's going to support MAGA. She's going to support Trump. So,
well, the good news for her is she can sit on top of the fence, and when she slips and falls, she's got nothing between her legs to harm.
True. So yeah. So I don't know.
It goes so much further than Israel and the Middle East with the United States. Now, it's all centered around Israel, but we've got the anti-Iran propaganda out there right now as well, because of course we have to have warships in the sea to protect Israel that are being bombed by Houthis. So we then have to bomb the Yemenis because they're being supplied by Iran. And if they get bombed, our ships get bombed by the Yemenis anymore, or the Houthis, we're going to consider that an attack by Iran. So that it sounds like we want to start another war with Iran's sworn enemy, the Iranians, or Israel's sworn enemies, the Iranians. I'm about as with it as you today.
That's all right, man. Interviews with Colonel Wilkinson. Oh yeah, I listen to Judge quite often, but yeah, he's his stance with regard to Palestine and Israel is quite well documented, and he doesn't run from it. But at the same time, he also calls out when the President Trump and the Trump administration are doing good things. So, yeah, let's see what we got here in the comments. Go ahead.
Alan, we won't go there.
Put it down. How can you pull? Oh yeah, I got you. Now I haven't heard this full clip, and but this is Witkoff. Now you mentioned Witkoff talking with Tucker Carlson, and a lot of good information came from that. But here, let's play this quick little clip on this. I think this is the longer one. I think this one's about 2 minutes long. So here we go.
If I can just say, like, what the hell is going on with European League? Keir Starmer saying we're going to send British troops. Their entire military is smaller than the U.S. Marine Corps. The country is dying economically. All those countries are dying economically. Like, what are they thinking? What is that? Is that a posture? Is it a pose?
Well, I think it's a combination of a posture and a pose, and a combination of also being simplistic. I think there's this, this sort of notion of we've all got to be like Winston Churchill. The Russians are going to march across Europe. I think that's preposterous, by the way. We have something called NATO that we did not have in World War II.
Do you think the Russians want to march across Europe?
100% not. I think
right. I mean, like, why would they want that? I wouldn't want those countries. Like, why would they?
First of all, why would they want to absorb Ukraine? For what purpose?
Exactly.
They don't need to absorb Ukraine. That would be like occupying Gaza. Why do the Israelis really want to occupy Gaza for the rest of their lives? They don't. They want stability there. They don't want to deal with that. But the Russians also have what they want.
What did he just say? Let me back this up just a little bit.
Gaza. Why do
Russia's got what they want
to absorb Ukraine? That would be like occupying Gaza. Why do the Israelis really want to occupy Gaza for the rest of their lives? They don't. They want stability there. They don't want to deal with that.
They want stability there?
Yeah, well, like Dingbat says, that's a lie. Yeah, they want to own the land from, the river to the sea.
But
that's why I said at the start of the stream, if you listen to that entire first 2/3 of the interview, it's about Israel and Gaza, and he's spinning a big tale. The thing about Trump not wanting to build mansions and hotels and They have to build foundations before they can put apartments in for people to live in. So,
because of the tunnels and all that.
yeah, he's spinning the story Trump wants him to spin in both cases.
Yeah, because this contradicts what he just said there in the beginning. So, yeah, I don't know. But I see, if this continues, and it continues to go in, let's say, a kinetic way, I think it will hurt MAGA.
Yep.
Because there's not going to be an easy way to justify it.
Well, Trump was, like you say, Trump was elected on no more wars, and if they keep propagating more wars, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it's going to be very easy issue. And you know what? I've got something on that. George has just put up a comment. America's military-industrial complex-based economy cannot be sustained with peace. Well, I've got something to say about that, because Boeing, now we all know Boeing makes commercial airliners that seem to be having a lot of problems lately, but Boeing has been chosen the sole manufacturer of the Air Force's next generation fighter.
F-47.
The F-47, just arbitrary number.
High technology. It'll fly with drones beside it to protect it. Why do I see trouble written all over that? I've yet to see a modern military jet come in on time, on budget, and working.
Oh, absolutely. And the poster here has a very good point. So this is likely to be a form of a bailout for the company, which has been struggling in the commercial aviation sector. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement, because some airlines have canceled some of their Boeing contracts for the 787, or some for the 777X that's coming out. And, Boeing's not exactly getting some really good press. So this is a form of a bailout. You could think about it that way.
Yeah, and this thing doesn't look much different than the current bombers. It's just a flying wing. And there's no specs out on it. So who knows what it really might be capable of. They claim they already have prototypes flying, but I don't know.
If you saw, Pete Hegseth was with President Trump in the Oval Office when they made this announcement, and to me, Hegseth overplayed it. Just the way he just overplayed it, like it was just political posturing. I just kind of want to spread my wings, show my pecs, and show how big I've been working out. That's all it was.
Yeah, and they had that nifty picture of it, in the background, and they pointed at it a couple of times, but they have the background so darkened around it you can hardly see it.
Yeah, so we don't know much about it. We haven't seen any specs about it, so we don't know. And here's the thing. If, modern warfare has evolved in the past 3 years because of SMO.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, you were fighting a ground war, because if you occupied the ground, that's it. You controlled the air, but you had to have boots on the ground. Now you can have boots on the ground, but you have drones? Man, that has changed the battlefield a lot. So I know there's an Su-57. I know there's a J-20 by China, which is a 6th generation fighter, and now we got F-47.
No, Eddie. This is the first 6th generation fighter, and it's light years ahead of everybody else. Everyone else is 5th generation. Didn't you hear the press release?
Bullshit. Yeah. No. That's a big ice. Bullshit. Yeah. So go ahead.
They also said that they have prototypes already flying. However, this is a glorified F-22. It's a one-person crew like the F-22, and it's going to be integrated into the loyal wingman concept, so it can operate alongside drones, and it has no vertical tail surfaces of any kind. So, and the exhaust ports are shrouded, and the cockpit is aft of the radar housing nose cone. Now, the engines in the thing are a pair of still in development engines. So they have prototypes, but they're not using the engines that they're going to be using. The engines that are supposed to go into it is the GE Aerospace XA102 turbofan or the Pratt & Whitney XA103 turbofan. So, high performance, fuel economy, that's what we know about it today. So it's a pipe dream as of yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't expect much out of it at all. And so we're about halfway.
Well the F-35's done, right?
Oh yeah, Fat Amy, as many of her flyers like to call that aircraft. That's had a lot of successes lately, haven't they?
Yeah, successes in striking the ground.
Striking the ground. Not exactly a perfect landing, but yeah. So let's kind of talk about this Witkoff guy a little more, because there's going to be some more negotiations happening soon between the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine. And what I'm finding interesting, not just what Witkoff said, but what the opposition to Witkoff is saying.
Yeah,
that's interesting as well. So, before we do that, let me play this video clip. Where is it? Right here.
Second visit that I had, it got personal. The President Putin had commissioned a beautiful portrait of President Trump from the leading Russian artist, and actually gave it to me and asked me to take it home to President Trump, which I brought home and delivered to him. It's been reported in the paper, but it was such a gracious moment, and told me a story, Tucker, about how when the president was shot, he went to his local church and met with his priest and prayed for the president, not because he was the president of he could become the president of the United States, but because he had a friendship with him and he was praying for his friend. It was, can you imagine sitting there and listening to these kind of conversations? And I came home and delivered that message to our president and delivered the painting, and he was clearly touched by it. So this is the kind of connection that we've been able to reestablish.
Amen.
Through, by the way, a simple word called communication.
Ah, the great communicator.
Yes.
So, the whole West, or not the West, the collective West, went total apeshit on this interview. And here's exhibit number 1. No grasp of even basic details about the war he's supposedly trying to end. Almost everything he says is completely wrong. It's clear from this that the only difference between Steve Witkoff's and Vladimir Putin's views on the war in Ukraine is that Putin actually knows the names of all the 5 Ukrainian regions he wants to help, because there was a clip where Witkoff just mentioned, the 5 regions without naming them, which really wasn't important to name anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, that struck me when I saw it originally. Is dude, you should at least be able to name the regions.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit more, impactful. But it totally not necessary to what he was trying to say. But let's check out this cope here. Witkoff is up to his neck in Russian propaganda, completely soaked. Pretty clear how Putin set all this up, made Witkoff's Trump's envoy, groomed him by letting him free a U.S. hostage from Russia. It's all so transparent. And now this guy is supposed to get concessions from Russia. Wow.
And how's that been working for him? It seems these concessions that they're getting seem to be basically agreeing with what Putin's asking them for.
Yeah, pretty much. But you can see how I don't know what's on this one. How they have just come out. Oh no, that's for something else. But yeah, so the collective West, and those are that's just 2 examples of many who are attacking Witkoff, saying that he's a Putin stooge, Putin puppet, yada yada yada. And so it kind of tells me that whatever he's doing is effective. So I guess I would grade that the job he's doing, based upon the amount of hate that he's getting, he's very effective at what he's doing. But part of what he's doing is propaganda as well.
Yeah.
But it's effective. It's effective. Yeah. And
Eric expresses my sentiments.
Yeah. Putin doesn't have to go anywhere.
In this card game, the green t-shirt guy is holding the Joker. Trump has a pair of 4s, and Putin has 4 aces.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe 5 or 6 aces.
Well, he's got quite a bit. But I think we talked about this maybe last night? I don't know. I get all these
last night.
These streams all confused. But the fact that Trump wants to go in and do business, not only in Russia, but with Ukraine as well. And where did I hear this? Might have been in the same Witkoff interview.
It was in that, yeah.
That he was talking about the fact that if you're a business and you want to invest in, say, Russia, you want to invest in Ukraine or anywhere, and you'll need some capital, and you go to an investment firm like J.P. Morgan or whoever to borrow the money or to borrow some money for it, are they going to want to borrow if there's such instability in that relationship, if there's instability within that country where they could lose everything, where sanctions could be initiated and suddenly they're out left holding the bag out in the cold. So it does make a lot of sense that if Trump and Putin want to do business, they've got to make it a safe environment for business to operate. So
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah. I see here in the comments, and it's a good one. It slipped away.
Where is
Why
it?
have we not? Why have we in the U.S. not been able to see this portrait of Trump by the Russian artist? That's a good question.
That's a very good question, because that's exactly what I asked when I heard it. Because I thought this would be a perfect trophy shot for Trump to show to the American people. But
Yeah.
also at the same time, they could use it against him, or the West could. So maybe he's waiting for another time to do that. But yeah, I would love to see this portrait.
Me too. I would love to see it too.
Let's see some of these comments. By the way, howdy from Texas, stay the course, hurrah. Daniel Falcon, welcome to the chat. By the way, let's say it one more time. If you're watching this live stream on the Moscow Photographer channel or the American in Crimea channel, you need to go over to Sounding Off Podcast channel on YouTube or InfoWars Press and click subscribe there, because from now on, all our lives will be on these two channels, either one. Nothing on Moscow Photographer.
Well, nothing
I'd say
geopolitical.
no more
Yeah.
geopolitical stuff on Moscow Photographer channel. So appreciate it. Next Sunday we will see you on the Sounding Off Podcast, InfoWars Press, and if anything comes up during the week, obviously.
Yeah. Now, if you want
Which I'm-
Crimea stuff, American in Crimea, you want living around Moscow, traveling around, Moscow Photographer. RooTube, you will find all of my stuff on the American in Crimea RooTube channel. I don't know
Yeah,
what your
and-
plans are on RooTube.
On RooTube, it's just going to be a mix mash of just everything. Right now, I've got 10 videos on there because I tried to do the import thing, and I tried it twice and it failed both times. So I just said, the heck with this. I'm going to load some videos up. So I loaded 10. I'm going to upload probably another 2 or 3 of more popular ones, and then I'll try the import later and see what
You
happens.
didn't copy the special code into your channel description, did you?
I did too. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Copy the
but did you
code. It's there.
Did you copy the code, paste it there, and then go in and edit in your channel again? Because then it changes the code on you. You can't touch anything in the settings after you put the code in and start it.
What do you mean? So I copied the code from RooTube and I put it into the channel description in
And then you have to click the go
YouTube.
button. Yep.
And then I went back, and I don't know if I made any other changes from there and on. But yeah, I did it, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
It started, but it failed. So I'll just have to try it again.
Yeah. Shouldn't tell you why it's failing, but
I just didn't have time. I didn't feel like worrying. I didn't feel like worrying about it. I can't even talk tonight. I don't know why. So, let me tell you guys about this past weekend, in case you all haven't heard, but yesterday, March 22nd, 2025, marked the 1-year anniversary of the terrorist attack on Crocus City Hall here in Moscow. And on the 1 year anniversary yesterday, the Moscow, I believe it was the Moscow city government, I'm not sure, but they erected a memorial to the 145 victims and the over 500 people who were wounded as a result of that terrorist attack. I went out there, paid my respects, made a little video. I was joined there by our favorite Slavic man, Stanislav Krapivnik. And of course, he was also very vocal and made a comment on my video as well. Very short video, it's about 7 minutes long. It'll debut tonight on this channel, sounding off 10 p.m. after this live stream, and at, what is that, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Central Time in the States. So be sure to look out for that video. What do we got here? Do we have anything else starred? Erica brings up something. She says, the more I've learned about Orban, she's talking about Viktor Orban, the more impressed I am with him. Still don't know a ton, but so far, so good. So Viktor Orban, the Hungarian leader, has been a very vocal supporter of President Trump, and he has been, I guess we should say, an ally of sorts, at least in rhetoric, with President Putin.
But how much of that is because he's friendly towards Putin and Russia, and how much of it is he doesn't want his people to freeze in the winter or have an economy that is, underwater because of having to buy more expensive gas and oil?
There's no way to know, but if that is true, then he's being a good leader and he's balancing.
Yeah.
Maybe opposing forces for what? For the good of his people. So, yeah, I can't blame him there. But yeah, I agree. And Orban is a Democrat as well as long fingers.
Who was it that said it will be a challenge for American companies that want to return to Russia? A million different people, including Putin. He didn't use those words, but he said they will be looked at very carefully.
Yeah, they will be looked at very carefully. And why not? They deserved it. They left.
Do we really need Coca-Cola to come back?
Nah. McDonald's, we already have McDonald's. They're still here. Actually, many of these companies will simply not come back into Russia as much as they will resurface in Russia. Many of these companies had gone underground. They've gone into hiding and will simply reappear. Now, there are going to be some that did leave and will have to actually physically come back. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'd like to see a real Kentucky Fried Chicken again.
Yeah, what, you don't like Rostiks?
We don't have Rostiks down here. We have Evpatoria Fried Chicken, which is shit. Not very good. We have Crimean Fried Chicken, which is okay, but it is not KFC. And it's not Rostiks.
Yesterday when I went to Crocus City Hall for the memorial, right next to it, Crocus City Hall is a huge exposition center. And next to the
Yeah.
expo, there is a mall, and it's called Vegas Mall. And it's modeled after Las Vegas. You go inside, and in fact, I need to do a video there because it's really amazing. But I went up into the food court, and guess what I found there? Carl's Jr. There's a
Hey.
Carl's Jr. in the
Did they have
Vegas Mall.
jalapeno poppers?
They had better. They had a guacamole cheeseburger. They had a jalapeno double cheeseburger. Of course, I didn't eat there because I'm trying to lose some extra Eddie. But yeah, Carl's Jr. here in Moscow,
I
Russia.
want some good old-fashioned jalapeno poppers.
or
George-
the like Church's chicken.
Yeah. George's has got it right here. Popeyes.
Popeyes, yeah. Cajun chicken is pretty good.
I like Popeyes.
And the jalapeno burgers, jalapeno bombers, I think they're called. But I think that's Church's fried chicken.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, lots of things. Real chorizo, real Italian sausage, real Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, we really need a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's Carl's Jr., but it's actually Carl's with a C instead of a K. But yeah. Carl's Jr. from the States. Homemade fried chicken. I would take one I'll take it one step further. I want an air fryer. Like I had back
You
in the
want
States.
an air fryer? I have an air fryer.
I just need to buy one. I need to buy one. But yeah, I like air fryer chicken and meats and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I've heard you can make a reasonable KFC like product in an air fryer. I
In an
don't
air
know. I
fryer.
haven't tried
I've
it
never
yet.
done it. Yeah. I've never done it either. So anyway, that, my friend, is about all I've got for this evening. I just wanted to bring this up and kind of talk about it because I haven't seen many people talk about this dichotomy of or this contradiction in MAGA and their support for Israel. And I just wanted to get it out there and make a little prediction that if the Trump administration doesn't get their proverbial caca together, this could come to bite them in the butt, especially around midterms. So
Yeah, I quite honestly think it is politics as usual.
it's politics as usual. But we'll see. I think it could be a big rift in MAGA, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So,
Yeah.
Thanks, Emily. I will go check out Metro and see about that air fryer, air oven or air fryer. So I'm looking for
I
an
bought
air
a
fryer.
Xiaomi Smart air fryer.
Chinese made and designed,
Well, of course, but
of course.
it works well.
What'd you pay for it? You remember?
I paid for the big size. What is it? 6 liter, 6.5 liter one with the window in the front of it. I paid 10,000 rubles.
It's about the same in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Oh,
100
thanks,
bucks.
thanks, Connie. There's some validation right there. Noticing the rift in MAGA could get bigger. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They've got to walk a fine line.
Ivan says he likes to cook chicken himself, marinates it. That's
Marinades. Yeah.
something I don't have down. I have a couple of basic go-to marinades that I use. The marinades I've experienced in Russia. I would love to get my hands on some of those secrets. combine them with some of our Texas style stuff.
50 kilogram, 2800 watt oven. Oof. And I don't know if I have the counter space for that. I live in a 2-room flat.
Hey, you might as well have a regular oven. Kind of the purpose of an air fryer is to cook small amounts
Yeah.
quickly. I can tell you this. Chicken
Individual
comes
meals.
out amazingly moist from an air fryer, but you have to eat it while it's hot. Once it gets cold, it's dry as all get out.
Really?
Yeah.
Tarragon marinade for chicken or pork? Yeah, that sounds good. Bojangles chicken. I've never heard of Bojangles chicken.
I have.
Really?
Yep.
From the States?
Yeah, I believe I've seen it like in the Florida area.
I've never heard of it. Let's see. Bojangles chicken. I'll be dang. Cajun style. Oh, popular in southeastern United States. You're right.
Yeah.
They say there's some in Texas, but I haven't seen any. Interesting. You guys are making me hungry. You know that? That's because I've already eaten.
Yep.
I'll take a 2-piece all white with some jalapeno bombers. Throw some French fries in there too. Huh?
I like that dark chicken.
You're a thigh man, huh?
Legs and thighs.
Legs and thighs, man.
Like to get between them legs and thighs.
Too much information, and I think on that note, we just might close this out. Hey, Georges, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the show. We've covered everything from politics to fried chicken. You bet. If anybody has a great recipe for how to make KFC or KFC style fried chicken or in an air fryer, let us know. Send me an email. Yeah, or on Telegram. Telegram information is in the description for both of us. And you can get more good information there. I'm just hoping we have a exciting week. Ivan, greetings, my friend. Hope everything is well in St. Pete. And yeah.
Hope you're getting sunshine now. Couple hours.
Hey, it was a sunny day today. It was cold. It was like +3. They promised +10 today. It didn't happen. I think we got up to +5.
Oh.
But it was a beautiful sunny day, and hope it continues to warm up because I've got this spring fever, man.
Yeah, we're up at 11 today.
Ah, nice.
It was
Sweater
chilly.
weather. Did you have sun though?
No, we were overcast.
Oh, okay. A little bit more.
For me,
than
it was
sweater.
t-shirt weather. I'm from the north, remember?
Minnesota.
You know what I'm talking about, eh?
A little bit. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Stay tuned at the top of the hour for a new video that's going to pop up about my visit to Crocus City Hall. I will disclaimer right now. It's a little sad. It's a little down. It's a little dark, but that's the way it is. Wilmington, North Carolina, sunny and 70 here today. Dang, man, I'm jealous. Sunny and +7 in St. Pete, says Yvonne. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, my friend. We will see you all here next Sunday night, God willing, and maybe during the week if something extraordinary happens. All right, guys. Пока.
До свидания.